Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope that you're having an absolutely wonderful day. It is time to update my Shop My Stash. If you're new to my channel, hi, hello, welcome. I use my Shop My Stash as a way to rotate through my collection. I love doing this. I like to feel like all of my beautiful objects are loved, and that way nothing is laying around collecting dust. So first I'm going to go through the products that I have been using, and then I will try to remember to leave a timestamp down below if you want to jump to the part where I actually pick out the products I will be using for the next couple of weeks. I do try to do this every 2 weeks or so. Sometimes it gets stretched out longer depending on what's going on in my life and whether or not I've had a chance to use all the products I had chosen for that set period. Today's tea of the day is a sample from a Sips By box. Sips By is like a tea sample subscription box. I love it so much. And this one is a white tea by Mudan white tea from China. White tea is minimally processed. It's basically picked and dried, so none of the rolling, frying, smoking, heating, like all the different things that they do to other teas to give them the flavor that they have. White tea is basically as simple as it gets, and therefore has a really fresh, light flavor. It tastes like summer, late summer, during haying season. Okay, let's go into the products I will be returning back to my stash. So the Believe Beauty Foundation. I love this. This is what I've been wearing in my videos for the past couple of weeks. It has a beautiful skin-like finish. In the winter, when my skin is a little more dry, I find that I do need to prep my skin a little bit more with moisturizer, but nothing really serious. This still looks beautiful. I'm still blown away. This is like $5. It's amazing. I had pulled out this sample of the Purely's Radiant Glow Illuminating BB Cream. I thought that, again, this is really, really beautiful. It is very glowy, really appropriate for wintertime skin that can use all the moisture it can get. The day I used this though, I did break out quite a bit, although I'm not sure if it was from this or if it was, other factors. I'm actually still kind of healing from that that went down. Again, I'm not sure if it was this. I'm really hoping it wasn't because it's very, very pretty. One that I had out that I think I'm going to keep out is the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body Foundation. The reason why I'm going to keep it out is because it's a little bit dark for me, and I have been using this to mix with my concealer that I'm trying to pan that is way too light, and I've been using that to lighten this foundation. It's been working out pretty well, so it's been like one of the only ways I can figure out how to use that concealer. So I think I'm gonna keep this out so to help myself use up that concealer. Shall we talk about blushes? This is the one I'm wearing today. This is the Patrick Ta Monochrome Moment Velvet Blush in the shade She's Passionate. It's so pretty. You guys know that I am very partial to cream blushes versus powder blushes, but I do really enjoy this powder blush. It is very, very blendable. It's a very pretty pink color, and I feel like it would work for a lot of different people, and it's not too pigmented. It's not something I have to be scared to put my brush in. I can load up my brush and go in, and it's just, I like that about this blush. And it's a good shade of pink actually for wearing on my eyes for a whole monochromatic look as well. Some shades that are too pink I don't like on my eyes. This one I can do that with. I also had my ColourPop blush sticks in the shade Roosevelt out. It's like a rosy brown. I don't remember if I used this more than one time. I am gonna put back in my stash though. Ooh, here was one that I was so excited to try. So this is from M Cosmetics. I have been wanting to try this beautiful little serum blush for I don't even know how long, years. And I got one through the BoxyCharm sale. I have the shade Venetian Rose, and I was a little scared that this was going to be too similar to the ColourPop Dewy blush, the serum blush, because I thought that one it's pretty finicky. This, however, while it does have the same serum-y texture, I feel like it's definitely a more elevated formula because it doesn't do the weird patchy thing when you try and blend it out with your fingers. You can use your fingers with this, or a brush, or a sponge, whatever you want. This is beautiful, and the color is stunning. I'm so happy I chose this color. So pleased to find that this is easy to work with. You will get a dewy cheek from this though. Highlights. I had this one from Sydney Grace, the shade Candied Peach. This is a loose highlighter. This is so pretty. It's so lovely. I only used it once or twice, but I did enjoy the times I used it. And then the other highlight I had pulled out is the one that I'm wearing today. This is from Becca. This is one of their highlights in the shade Rose Quartz. Well, I can't say that I was like obsessed with this formula. It is really pretty. I do like how it looks on my cheeks today. And I like the shade of pink. It's not too pink, you know? This will be going back in my stash. Happy to discover that I do enjoy the formula. Lip products, let's start with the one that I'm wearing. I'm wearing this Bobbi Brown Crushed Oil-Infused gloss. I have the shade New Romantic. I feel like it's a very pretty shade of pink because it's not too pink, but it's also not too nude, at least on my skin tone. Well, I'm not obsessed with this formula. I think it is really nice. I don't think it's worth full price, but I would consider getting more shades in a sale or something, but I definitely don't need any more at the moment, but I do really enjoy this one. And then this from L'Oreal. This is the Color Riche Lip Shine in the shade Varnished Rosewood. I did wear this in at least one video. It's so lovely. And people have been talking about these for years, and I've just recently tried it. It is really nice. I do enjoy it muchly. NARS Lip Glide in the shade Xenon. Again, still kind of salty that these are discontinued. I don't know why brands discontinue some of their best stuff, but this is beautiful. And then this lip gel formula. It's really hard to describe what it is. It does say it's a vegan lip gel, but it's like a gel gloss. I don't know. It's really pretty for this time of year. It's kind of that more, I don't know, plummy raspberry color. It's more sheer, but it has sparkles in it. This was really pretty and it smells like candy. And then for eyeshadow, I had pulled out my Norvina palette to use. I think I have a couple looks of this with this palette. I'll try and put them up if I can find them. This is so lovely. I had such a good time with this palette. I really love the shade Dazzling and the shade Summer. The shade Rose Gold is really surprisingly more deep than I imagined, more nuanced, really, really pretty. And again, I'm always so surprised by how pigmented the mattes are. Every single time I'm like, no, I dipped in too much. And it's not like I swirl my brush, literally one tap in there, and that's enough for me. This whole color story was way up my alley, and I did get a chance to use each shade in this before I move on to my next palette. So I'm happy about that, and I do enjoy it. You can get a lot of different looks actually with this palette. When I look at it, I think of it as more of a mostly purple palette, but the addition of this kind of yellowy orange shade over here and some of the more neutral shimmers give this a lot more ways it could go than you would think, I think. Anyway, going back in my stash, enjoyed very much. Okay, let's talk about the products that I will be using moving forward for the next couple of weeks. So I like to pull out one of my foundations that's not so glowy for filming. So I'm gonna pull out my Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. This works really well for me. I've seen some varying reviews, but it does work for me very well. It has a more satin finish. I have the shade 40 Neutral Vanilla. I'm also gonna pull out my Tower 28 Sunny Days. I have the shade number 10. This is actually what I'm wearing today. It has not a super glowy finish, but more glowy than the Essence. And I always like to have at least one of my foundations out that has SPF in it. Those are the ones that I feel a little more pressure to make sure and use up on a timely basis because the SPF does expire before the actual formula will, you know? Let's talk about lip products. I'm gonna go out of order. So a friend of mine recently gifted me this gloss. This is from Almay. This is the Goddess Gloss. And this is in the shade, oh, it's so tiny, Mystic. I have tried this one time already. It is really, really, really sparkly. So sparkly. And I have yet to figure out if I want to wear it like on its own or if I like it better as a topper. And actually this kind of shade would have gone really well with what I'm wearing today. I'm hoping you guys can see how sparkly and almost like holographic this shade is. Super fun. I'm excited to experiment more with this. So recently in an Ipsy and a BoxyCharm, I got sent 2 items that are basically the same thing from different brands. So this is from Dew Tube. This is their Dew Hydrating Lip Gloss. It's a clear gloss, but with gold sparkles running through it. And then I got kind of, like I said, the same thing in BoxyCharm from Trust Fund Beauty. This is their Better Than Therapy lip oil. And again, it's a clear gloss, but with gold sparkles running through it. So I'm gonna pull both of those out just to try out the formulas a little bit. I'm a little bummed that I got sent these, and honestly, this is one of the reasons I think I'm gonna be canceling the majority of my sub boxes at the end of this year. I'm probably only going to keep my FabFitFun box because I have control over what I get in that box, whereas an Ipsy and BoxyCharm, they often send me things that while I like, it might be a type of product that I've been trying not to purchase because I want to use up, like lip products. This was the year I really wanted to use up a lot of lip products, but I got sent a lot of products too, which if I didn't already have a lot, that would be fine because I love trying new lip glosses. But receiving these two things was kind of like put me over the edge. It's like, no, I need to just cancel my beauty sub boxes. But anyway, I'm going to pull these out to try them and use them. I'm also going to pull out this Maybelline Glow Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. I have the shade 00 Fair Light. I like this just for an understated highlight. I don't like to use it all over my face, but I do like it just to give a beautiful dewy look here. So yeah, I just use this on the high points of my face, but I've been kind of craving that look lately, so I'm gonna pull this out. And then the other highlight I'm gonna pull out is this one. It's a little mini Mary Luminizer from The Balm. Oh, I should have been swatching. Let me first I'll swatch Mary Lou. Okay, Mary Lou is in the middle of my hand and the Maybelline Glow Perfector is underneath it. So you can see what I mean about how just giving a pretty kind of glossy look to the skin. Blush, I actually did have this one pulled out last time as well. I'm gonna keep it out because it's in a project. This is the shade Stiletto from Sydney Grace. This totally, I could have worn this today. It would have gone really, really well with the look I'm wearing right now. This Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek in the shade Work is also in a project, so this is going to be out on my vanity to use. Besides those, I'm also gonna pull out this floss. What is this called? The Cheek and Lip Tint. This is in the shade Sandals. This was like a surprise favorite from a BoxyCharm. I'm just a huge fan of this kind of terracotta-ish color and the fact that it blends out so beautifully. That is it right there. I decided to pull out one of my oldest powder blushes. So it's an old sample I've had from Dome Beauty from, I think this is from an Ipsy bag. This is the shade English Rose. This has made it through a few blush declutters. I cannot get over how much I love this shade on myself. It is a very, very pretty dusty rose. And I like the formula too. It blends out super, super well. So even though it's not a brand that I am really familiar with, I have held on to this blush because I have not been able to find a dupe for it. One last blush. Oh, okay. I'm also gonna pull out my MAC Glow Play blush in the shade So Natural. I was watching someone else in one of their videos use this blush and I'm like, oh, I gotta pull that out. It looks like probably a very, very boring shade, but it is so, so pretty. It's got just enough color in it, either of a peachiness or what to make it more than just plain beige, and it is very, very flattering. All right, eyeshadows, here we are. I'm going to pull out my new Lorac Unzip. That's right, you heard me right, new. This is like a super old palette, but I just purchased mine. I'm so excited to finally dig into this. So here's just a few of the shades. They're so beautiful. Cannot wait. I'm also gonna pull out this cute little mini palette from I Heart Revolution. Again, this was a gift from a friend. This is the little Rocky Road palette, and I have not tried it on my eyes yet, which I am super keen to do. So there's just a few of the shades from that little palette. So it should be fun, especially kind of this more like hunter green color. That should be interesting to play around with. Okay, I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm always interested to find out what other people are using. So let me know down below if you shopped your stash recently. What is it that you have been loving? I really appreciate you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.